Welcome back, everybody, to Two Dudes Talking Motorcycles. My name is Gleb, and you can follow me on social media at GlebLapham.
And my name is Mitch. You can follow me on Instagram at Meech to the Beach.
And you can follow the podcast on Instagram at tdtmotorcycles. You're also welcome to shoot us any emails with any questions, ride stories, pictures of your bikes, new bikes, whatever you want to share, or corrections at tdtmotorcycles@gmail.com. And we're back to our usual format.
Holy cow.
Where we're together in the same space.
It's only been a few months.
It feels like it's been forever since we've actually been recording like in the same space.
Right.
We tried to do it remotely the day before just to try out some stuff. And then last time I was out of town, I was in Boston for a weekend. Beautiful place. Really loved the town.
Yeah, it looked really nice.
There's some roads that I've drove through that I was like, man, I wish I had a motorcycle on right now.
So
because
the state's rideability
outside
the city.
Outside the city, I would say the rideability should be pretty good.
Nice.
Because even looking at like Google Maps, looks like there's a ton of roads that you can like hit up, and there's so many like it feels so different being out in the east than over here in the west, where things are so spread out.
Yeah.
Well, there it's like everything's more condensed. It feels like almost like Europe-esque instead of like out here in the west.
That makes sense.
So you like leave a small town, enter a small town, but there's like a noticeable kind of like break in between the two, with like a couple like country homes or farms, like homesteads scattered between. But they're like so close together.
Yeah.
And then you can also visit like Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, just like all within a day's drive. So I'm like, yeah, it'd be really cool to ride a bike out there.
Yeah,
it would not be really cool to ride my bike out there because that would be a really long and probably boring trip.
Across the plains.
I'm sure you can make it fun if you want to take more time with it.
Yeah.
Like
if you can.
If you can, go across like more scenic routes through different states, which actually would be a really dope road trip.
Travel through the north or
I think that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, it was fun. But that's why Mitch was by himself last time. And then this month has just been really hectic. I've been in and out of airports every week.
Well, honestly, September and October have been a little rough for both of us. But yeah, you've been on the go.
Yeah, so. I've been traveling a lot for work. I did the trip to Boston. Next month I'm going to Seattle with my parents. So it's been a busy couple of months. But we're back. We're back together. Yeah. And today our main topic is going to be, we're going to talk about a little moto camping, like overnighter that we did back in September.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, back in September.
Just from my packing issues. Yeah. Because it's been a minute since I did like a motorcycle trip.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about that. Unfortunately, we don't have Emerson with us today because he was also on that trip. But it was kind of like our last little ride for the year before the cold really set in. And now it's chilly at night. Yeah. I think I got down to like the 30s, a few days ago.
It was pretty cold. Yeah.
So now I'm ready for snowboarding. I'm ready for my other expensive hobby to kick in.
Yeah, it must be nice.
And but before we jump into our main topic, we have a few news to cover, and the biggest one I wanted to talk about is Indian. Mm-hmm. So Indian Motorcycles was previously owned by Polaris, but Polaris has sold its majority stake in Indian to a private equity firm, which immediately raised concerns.
Yeah.
The private equity, and Polaris basically separated themselves from the brand, and now Indian is just known as like Indian Motorcycles company. So the company that bought it, the private equity company that bought it, is Carrollwood LP. They are based out of Los Angeles, and just looking through their website, they had like a couple of other like mostly like food places and one like media site listed as their acquisitions.
Yeah.
Also, they had a logo saying, "We acquire, we transform, we elevate," and acquire was spelt wrong. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it was spelt wrong.
You gotta love these private equity companies.
And then like some commercial real estate as well. So I don't know what this means for Indian. So far, the only information and this was directly from like Polaris's press release. Mm-hmm. Carrollwood LP has selected Mike Kennedy to serve as the CEO of Indian Motorcycles once the deal closes. Kennedy was previously CEO of Ramble On, who operates right now one of the nation's largest power sports dealership groups, who sells new and pre-owned motorcycles as well as other power sports products, parts, apparel, accessories, the usual stuff, as well as provide like financing for said products.
Yeah.
Kennedy was also previously CEO and president of Vance and Hines, a manufacturer of aftermarket motorcycle parts specifically for V-twin motorcycles. And he also has a pretty decent history of working for Harley Davidson and like various departments that they have, from marketing to product to sales and all that stuff. So at least the CEO that they hired has a background in motorcycling.
You know, he's been in the industry for a minute. I don't know anything about him how he runs companies, but I mean, end of the day,
LinkedIn.
Yeah. I mean, end of the day, whether Indian survives or thrives or it falls under, he's going to be fine.
Oh yeah, he'll be fine. Yeah. CEOs are always fine. They're never
exactly. So it's like
the ones that get the short end of the stick on these.
I hate to say it, but I don't really have much hope for Indian, which sucks because I like Indian bikes. They have beautiful bikes.
They ride nice. Very sad they discontinued the FTR 1200 because that bike is really sick. Approximately 900 employees will transition part of the acquisition. Indian will retain the majority of its team, including engineers, designers, and staff. Support and service for Indian Motorcycles will continue under the new Indian Motorcycles company. So all of that sounds like kind of okay, but the big thing with private equity firms, they're notorious for basically bankrupting companies. Yeah. They take out loans against the company, against this company's stock or just the company profits, and then it just balloons up to such a large amount that they pretty much declare bankruptcy. People lose their jobs. People lose the product. Brand pretty much becomes a shell of itself.
It's a pump and dump.
Yeah.
That's all private equity really is. So.
It happened to like plenty of notorious companies like Joanne, Toys R Us, Forever 21, and plenty more. This was from a website that was like a private equity like watchdog website, just a stat I got. In 2025, 7 out of 10 companies with over $1 billion in liabilities were owned by private equity companies, even though private equity only accounted for 6.5% of the U.S. economy. So I don't want to make a broad thing and say like all of them are necessarily bad, but it's never.
I would go so far as to say that personally myself,
but it's never like a very good look, because usually when it's private equity, it just means that company is going to disappear sooner rather than later, which is sad because Indian is a
they're nice bikes.
They're a historic brand. They've been around for a long time in the States. We've rode some and they were great. I really like the FTR. I would buy the FTR because I thought it was such a dope bike.
I didn't really like the FTR that much myself, but like, you know, I'm not a big cruiser guy, but I tried out like their Chief Big Mac Supreme or whatever, you know, one of the big ones. I can't even tell you the name. Yeah. And I was like, this isn't for me, but this is a nice bike. I get it. Like, this is a nice experience.
100%. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping with the CEO being like at least someone from the industry and sort of some like bean counter from accounting. I'm hoping that they can at least like keep it afloat or do something good, or maybe it will become better without Polaris being there. Who knows? Yeah. That's what I would hope for. But the fact that it was a private equity firm that like acquired them does not inspire much confidence in me for it to stick around.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've just already said that I'm pretty biased on like my ideas of what this private company is going to, this equity is going to do to Indian, right? But at the same time, like I do have to be fair and say, like, look at Toys R Us and Joann's and those other companies, like the issues that they were facing. They're getting outperformed by online brands and like other stuff that. And Indian, while nice, it's the same kind of thing that Harley's running into. They're expensive.
They don't really sell like
the power output and like you're limited to the road.
Yeah, as many as they probably could.
So if the CEO guy like really loves motorcycles, you know, if they can lead the company into ways like, hey, let's make these bikes more attractive to riders. Yeah. While still maintaining a heritage or something, you know, I think that's, and we give Triumph a lot of crap, but they are
Triumph is doing good.
They are making market adjustments for like cheaper bikes and stuff. You know?
It's true, and I think that's where, especially like Harley and Indian, kind of all their bikes, they're not entry level price. I think the cheapest bike Indian had was the Indian Scout. Yeah, that's already starting at like 13, 12, it's up 13K there. Or something like that for a brand new one. Whereas some other brands, like you look at the Japanese bikes, you look at the British bikes, even BMW and Ducati have bikes that are sub 10K as their entry level bikes. So I'm hoping for the best. I feel the most bad for the employees of Indian. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of like stress and anxiety going on with the acquisition. if any of them listen to this, feel free to reach out and let us know what the thoughts are. That would be really cool to hear about.
Yeah.
But because if the company does go bankrupt, if it does go under, they're the ones that are going to get the short end of the stick. Mm-hmm. They're the ones that are going to lose out on their income, their benefits,
security,
their
safety,
their safety net, and we'll have to find a new job, especially with this economy being pretty shitty at the moment.
Yeah.
So
and if this LP is they're gonna make money no matter what.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but these employees they're gonna be left out to dry if it goes under.
So hopefully it does work out in the end, but it does.
It sucks.
It does not make me feel like super optimistic considering the history that private equity firms have.
Yeah,
with so many other companies.
And we're just talking out our butts here. I don't know like Carlwood LP's history, their performance history.
I don't know. I just looked on their website and it's pretty bare bones and pretty basic.
Yeah.
They just had like a small list of companies that they've acquired before, and
are any of them still open?
That I have not looked into
100%.
One of the websites was still operating, and then the rest that they had listed on their like website were like food chains from various places. So I'm not 100% sure, but Red Lobster was also acquired by private equity, and
that's not great.
They went under very fast.
Let's give a 21 gun salute to Indians in the future. It sounds like.
Hopefully I'm hoping for the best, but
yeah,
it's it doesn't inspire much confidence.
Yeah.
And then the other bit of news is more motorcycle focused versus company focused, but that is the new KTM 990 RCR.
And this is nice.
And this is, I mean, I'm not a big like super sport, like sports
I
bike,
wouldn't say I am either.
Bike person because A, most of the time they feel very cramped to sit on. B, they're super uncomfortable for me. And then C, most of them have way more power than I intend to ever use on the street. And
riding in traffic on those things is nuts.
And I do not have very many intentions of going to a track every weekend because I, one, can't afford that, and two, I don't have a bike for that.
Right.
And the track is like an hour and a half from here, and I'm not driving.
It all just sounds like money at this point.
Yeah. But it's their new KTM 990 RCR, and it is KTM described as the KTM 990 RCR is the natural extension of the KTM RC lineup and has been years in the making with a wealth of data generated by KTM research and development as well as aerodynamic data from their motorsports program. It is fabricated and built in Austria versus like China or Taiwan, which is nice, and does use their LC8C engine. So it's the same engine as I believe that's found in like the
Duke.
KTM like 890 and the Duke. It's their parallel twin, just obviously tuned different for this platform. The engine weighs at 126 pounds or 57.2 kilograms, and the motor is derived from the Duke variant.
Well, and like with that LC8C engine, I mean, that's a peppy engine. We've seen Emerson's bike grip on it. Obviously, going to be tuned different, much lighter frame and all that stuff, but like that's KTM's got something there for usage.
The amount of features, so this bike starts at $13,000, it's essentially $14,000. So $13,949 plus freight charges. So you're looking at like 15 or 1420. 14,200 plus
whatever your docks and freight.
Plus whatever dealership decides to charge you out the ass for. But the really cool thing that I saw was on here is that it makes approximately 130 horsepower and 95 pound-feet of torque, or foot-pounds of torque, and it has a new airbox that's integrated into the subframe. And the vents for the airbox are actually part of the structure of the bike. So they're integrated into the subframe of the bike, which I thought was really cool. And they did that to basically like help channel more air into the engine. And with the big thing that I got from reading the press release for this bike is it seems KTM was really heavily focused on ergonomics on this bike. Mm-hmm. The weight of the bike is 429 pounds fully fueled, or just over 400 pounds dry. And it's got, so when it comes to ergonomics, so there's a few interesting things. One, it has adjustable foot pegs, and you can quickly adjust them between street and track positions. The track basically angles your feet like further down.
Is it an electronic adjustments or are these manual?
Yeah.
That part I didn't
just
see.
Have like two spots like notches for you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
To get it, the track gives you like a little bit better foot position, like tucked in, versus street where it's a little bit more relaxed. basically allows the rider to alter their position for more comfortable or for more aggressive riding. The fuel tank also has what they call six touch zones for various riding positions, for leg lean when cornering, when tucking in, for tucking in a straight line, and support for arms when braking and accelerating. So it's sculpted in a way that kind of makes it comfortable to sit in that, or I guess better to sit in that more aggressive position, which I thought was really cool. And this is a quote from their press release: "The curvature and usefulness of the tank is the centerpiece of the KTM 990 RCR experience." Plus, it's got that cool front end with the one single headlight.
I
wasn't quite sure how I felt about it at first, but then looking through the press photos and stuff, I'm like, okay, that does look pretty cool and aggressive.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like we saw like KTM going through struggles, right? And I don't think they're like out of the fog yet, but I don't know, man. With this new design on this bike, it's like, okay, hot girl KTM summer for them. Like
it does look good. At first, the single headlight kind of gave me a little Yamaha R9 vibes, because that's what a lot of them have, kind of like that single square in the middle. But with the fairings and like the fins and kind of everything else added in, plus that classic like KTM safety orange.
KTM made some good calls with this one, like for styling and design. I liked it. I saw it. It
looks really cool. I've grown to it pretty quick. In addition, further for the ergonomics, it does have fully adjustable WP Apex open cartridge 48 millimeter diameter forks, or fork up front, with 147 millimeters or 5.7 inches of travel, and the fork has 30 clicks of adjustment for compression and rebound, as well as adjustable preload. And for the rear shock, it's a linear gas assisted W Apex shock with 134 millimeters or 5.2 inches of travel and 30 clicks of low speed compression, and then approximately 3 turns for like high speed. So they had it listed, and 30 clicks for rebound. And it's also preload adjustable in the back as well. And then you got dual 320 mil Brembo brakes and calipers up front, as well as 240 mil on the rear. And WP is KTM's in-house brand, and a lot of people absolutely love their suspension.
Yeah.
I think KTM does have like that high performance like pedigree, and it's cool that they're bringing this bike out. And my biggest thing that I was impressed with was just the amount of electronics that this bike comes with. And I'm hoping to see this translate into some of their other lineups with like obvious variations specific to like a different kind of bike.
Yeah.
But this bike has a whopping 8.8 inch touchscreen TFT. That's even bigger than my Triumph.
Yeah. Well, that's bigger than the iPad mini screen, isn't it?
Yeah. iPad mini is like 7 inches.
Yeah.
So
like
this is a big old screen. I think the Triumph one is like 7 or 7.5 inches on my bike. But the big screen, remember I've talked about on my Triumph before, that big screen doesn't necessarily mean it's good, because it's big and they just have big font, but doesn't really show you much else.
And I haven't seen the layout, the UI for this screen on KTM.
I just saw some like still pictures and stuff, but I haven't seen it like in action. But it does have like a few split views, so you can have like one information on one side of the screen and a different kind of information on the other side of the screen. It is touch screen, which is also really nice. I didn't see anything about Apple CarPlay, but on a bike like this, I don't think I'd care to have Apple CarPlay.
When am I going to be on that kind of bike long enough to need Apple CarPlay?
Exactly. But it's funny because they do have like cruise control and things like that for it. So it's like, okay. So I'm curious to see how comfortable it actually is. I would love to try and take one out for a spin if they have like a demo day.
I know, right?
At one of the local dealers and stuff.
That'd be sweet.
Luckily, KTM dealers are like, there's like 5 just around within like 10 miles of me. So it's kind of nice.
There's like 2 or 3, I think, that are pretty close to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the new screen can be navigated. So it has a completely new interface, renovated graphics and menus. It can be navigated with it has a new backlit switchgear, which is really nice. And the switchgear actually has haptic feedback.
That's nice.
To make it more noticeable when you're pressing buttons while wearing gloves. And it's also got a 5-direction joystick to help navigate the menus better versus like up-down arrows. Of course, it's got riding modes for a bike like this. It's kind of expected.
Yeah.
And it comes stock with rain, street, sport, and custom modes. And I'm assuming like all the other KTMs, those modes will retain their settings when you turn the bike on and off.
Judging by Emerson's KTM.
Yeah, exactly. In addition to that, you can also get the optional track mode, which adds a track mode setting, which I'm assuming just pretty much, they didn't have like too many details listed on what the track mode does, but I'm assuming it just removes a lot of the safety and traction control and like all of that, or severely dampens it so you can really push the bike on the track.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how that works.
And if you get the track pack, it'll also give you 2 more custom modes. So in total, you can have up to 3 custom rider modes, which is kind of dope.
It's pretty sweet.
I'm all for customizability, as well as give you a bunch of the other stuff like adjustments to the electronics. So if you get the track pack, you get the track mode, 2 custom modes, you got 5 levels of anti-wheelie control, you got launch control, you get a lap timer, you get a telemetry screen, you get adjustable throttle response, and an MTC slip adjuster, which is like the traction control, kind of like Emerson's bike has.
Yeah.
You can also get the tech pack, which includes the track pack. This is a lot. So it includes all the features of the track pack, plus cruise control, quick shifter, motor slip regulation, and adaptive brake lights, which are not available in the U.S. market.
Who knew?
When I looked, the adaptive brake light basically like pulses and blinks when you hit the brake.
Yeah.
Apparently that's not available in the U.S. It does do the thing where KTM adds all of those features as a demo mode up to 1,500 kilometers, roughly like 900 miles or so, and then disables them and wants you to buy it, which I think is kind of bullshit.
That part's
literally all the components are already included on the bike, are programmed into it, but they're basically software locking it.
Yeah, unless you give them more
money. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone out there is like
finds a way to
finding a jailbreak for that. Probably voids the warranty, but they're like, I don't care enough.
Yeah, right.
The switchgear, like I said, includes haptic feedback, five-way joystick, and then by reading through it, it looks like the TFT will offer riders a lot of customizability on what they can add and do to like display the information that they want on there.
Yeah.
Which I think for a size of screen that big, and it's horizontal, it's like a very wide screen.
Right.
Screen. That's really what I would want to see on a bigger screen, is being able to see a lot more information and being able to see like your lap timer, telemetry, like all of those things. I think is great.
Yeah.
So I would love to go and just play like and see how the screen looks, because I'm really curious to see like how it functions.
I want to try out their new like little joystick control stuff and like see how they worked with that. And
it would be really awesome if KTM brought this over to their adventure bike lineup, and even to like over to Husqvarna, because I think Husqvarna, the Norden, and like the KTM 890, like the interface is basically the same.
Right.
It's just the Husky has like green and black color scheme versus like orange and white. So it'd be really cool if they bring like a similar kind of screen. It doesn't have to be 8 inches. It could be like 7 or 6 inches, but in the tall format. Kind of
if
like
they did that, if they gave like a rally like build out for an adventure bike, dude, that would sell like hotcakes. Probably.
Like KTM, put the cool rally inspired tower in your next 890 or 990 adventure bike, like you did with the 390. Put a nice TFT with a lot of these features on it,
adjustability, navigation,
all that stuff. It does have the usual, like, I'm glad you mentioned this, you can add navigation to it. It does have the usual like KTM Connect, where it connects with like other or with your phone and control your music, blah blah blah, all the usual stuff. But yeah, so it'd be really cool if KTM brought this over to their other motorcycles, and I don't see why they wouldn't. Yeah, especially because I'm assuming like the KTM, the 990 Adventure, the Norden 901, whatever the next one's going to be, it's going to be priced around that same. Yeah. Probably a little bit more than this bike. This bike's 14 essentially, but I'm assuming those will be like 15-ish or so. Yeah. And we'll have to see. I guess we'll have to see how this bike does, because like if it's success, then like, with KTM trying to like gain some ground back like financially, then they would be wise to do that. I really hope it's successful, and it'd be really cool to try it out and to ride one, because I think it does look pretty dope, and it does have a really cool silhouette to it. and it looks hella aggressive.
It does. Yeah. Like I said, I was very happy with the way it looked.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not that big on KTM's looks, but this
Neither
time,
am I.
whatever they did with this one, it looks good.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing it in dealer and see it in person. I feel like with a lot of bikes, I find them to be better looking in person than they are online in pictures, where they're like too clean and pristine looking. But then so we'll see we'll see how it goes. And they also bumped their manufacturer warranty to 4 years, premium manufacturer warranty versus like the 2 years that I think they used to have before. So and I'm assuming that may have had something to do with their cams eating themselves alive.
With this engine's cams.
Yeah. So it'd be really cool to see it in stores. I think I'm looking forward to checking it out. And I'm looking forward, and it makes me, I'm even more excited than this bike is seeing what KTM is going to bring to the other bikes in their lineup.
Yeah. To kind of new updates for 2026 and on.
Exactly. So that's pretty much all I have for the news.
There's not. I mean, I saw we'd started here. You'd started on here like the new Triumph lineup. Nothing really big to note. It's mostly just cosmetics.
A lot of cosmetics. They did switch up some of the. They brought back the Showa suspension on the Scrambler.
Yeah, Showa and Öhlins is back on the Scrambler 1200 XE
versus the
give it back some of its value.
Yeah,
and
then
the Scrambler 900 just got like upside down front
forks?
Suspension.
Forks. And I think they added some like cruise control to a few of the Bonnevilles.
Oh yeah, cruise control comes standard now.
A larger fuel tank on the Bobber and the Speedmaster.
Yeah.
And then I think all of them now include the 6-axis IMU. So for better like cornering traction control, basically a little bit more safety stuff to aid new riders. And honestly, I don't think there's really much more you can bring, especially to like the Bonneville like T120 and T100.
Yeah, it's a design update mostly.
Yeah. Like those are the bikes I don't ever want to see. Like,
don't mess with those.
I don't want to see the design change.
Yeah,
I'm fine with them just adding more colors.
You know what's funny?
And maybe like a few more electronics here and there.
Yeah,
because those bikes just look nice and timeless, and I'm fine with them just keeping them the way they are.
Yeah, you know, like if you can improve like stuff like I don't know, bring the weight down or like, little things like and cosmetically they're keeping up with trends. Like, fine, go for it. You know, what was funny though? The very first comment I saw, because I watched a YouTube video from Triumph, like one of the very first comments was like, bring back the dual dial analog back to the speed twin.
100%.
Like one of the first comments. I'm like, okay, we're not alone.
Clearly not alone.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for motorcycle news. So there's been a few other motorcycles that have been released that we saw this week. I just have not had time to prepare the notes for them. There was like the new Kawasaki, the KLE 500, which looks a little weird because it has really low ground clearance, but still kind of a tall bike.
Yeah, we'll need to look into that one and do more coverage when they release more specs and stuff on it.
And it's being sold as like an ADV bike,
like midweight, entry level.
All the promo photos are having it off road and stuff, but the ground clearance is kind of iffy.
It's looking more road focused with like light trail. It's not
it's got like spoked wheels and things like that, so it's like it's kind of a weird design. But we'll look at that a little more in depth for a future episode.
Yeah.
And then Ducati also announced the new Monster, but I don't know any of the specs or any differences from that.
And there's like the sneak pictures or whatever someone got of like the desert,
the new Desert X.
Desert V2 or whatever.
But those are just like prototypes on like
we don't know enough.
How it's gonna look or function.
It looks like they're trying to make they're thinking about making a smaller
lighter
lighter Desert. Yeah, so we'll see.
But anyways, so moving into our main topic, which involved an overnight camping trip. And if you want to buy your stuff for your overnight camping trip, feel free to visit our Revzilla affiliate link down in the description below. It doesn't cost you anything, but does give a little bit of a kickback to us.
Support the show.
To help support the show. Or if you want to support the show without buying anything, feel free to send us some money at buymeacoffee or buymeacoffee.com/tdtmotorcycles.
Yeah, there we go. I was going to
say. Anything that helps out, but ultimately,
only if you really need it. Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Like, don't spend your money if you don't want, if you can't, or if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But the camping trip. So we did an overnighter. We started off somewhere near Strawberry Reservoir, just past Park City.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wolf Creek Pass. That's where we started off. And went up over Duchesne Ridge. We mostly rode off-road, and the roads up there are just super nice. They were very packed. There was very few.
It was really easy. It wasn't bad at all.
It was really easy riding, and we did this towards the end of September. So we were treated to some beautiful, beautiful golden fall colors and fall weather. It was like sunny, but it wasn't hot. And overall, like, it was such a fun trip. And I felt like pretty confident riding on most of the roads that we did. There wasn't like really any obstacles or anything we ran into where it felt like I was like, oh, I've ridden stuff way harder than this.
Yeah, it took me a minute to get into it, and like even throughout the whole trip, it took me like a good minute to like still feel good about the off-roading for it. But honestly, like, it was so like casual. It was nice.
Just kind of cruising along. There was a little bit of traffic here and there in certain spots because it was like a fall weekend. Yeah, basically.
Mostly at the start, really. Yeah, though. Like once we were in there, it wasn't. It did
become much easier. And the views up there were stunning. Mitch, you talked about packing for the trip last time.
Yeah, everyone's heard my issues there, my mess ups.
Yeah. For me, my only mess up was I forgot to bring my super like lightweight camping chair
and your shoes,
backpacking chair, my shoes,
like camp shoes. Like we both had to stop. I had to buy those like little sandals.
I had my Nikes with me.
You bought shoes at the?
Nope.
Why did we stop at the store then?
To get a chair.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
To get a camping chair, one of those bulky.
Okay. So you did have your shoes.
Yeah, I did have my shoes. Yeah. I just didn't have my camping chair.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
No, I brought a pair of Nikes with me that I stuff into the side of my saddlebag. And then for the rest of it, like I finally got to use one of my backpacking meals that I bought like for California even last year. Because even when I went to Idaho with like Emerson, we just kind of ended up either stopping and getting food, and I wasn't just hungry enough. By the time we got to camp, or we got late enough that I was like, I don't feel like cooking now. Yeah. So I finally got to use one of those, and I got a new tent.
Yeah,
that's right. I got the MSR Hubba Hubba L2. It's their 2-person like backpacking tent. I bought it with the intention of also using it for backpacking in the future because it's just over 3 pounds. Like, it's pretty lightweight tent.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I also didn't like certain parts of it. The vestibules were really small, and I really wish they had a little bit more room to store like my riding boots, my like riding bags and stuff in it. But the overall tent itself was actually really nice. I just wish the rain fly was a little bit wider, essentially. And it rained on us
a lot
the entire night, basically, of camping. Yeah. So we got to our campsite roughly around like 5? Maybe 5 p.m.
Something like that. Yeah.
And that's the other thing I really liked about our trip. Even though we did like a couple of detours, like we went all the way to Duchesne so I can buy a camping chair, but then we found that other like dirt road that kind of took us through this nice canyon that followed the river, basically. Yeah, and it had those like concrete whoops, like little ramps,
channels for the
water.
Yeah.
And I think Emerson and I were both trying to like see if we could get our bike off the ground just even a little bit.
Yeah.
I did get my like front wheel like slightly off. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that right now.
Yeah.
And then we just like kept climbing up the Reservation Ridge Road.
Yeah.
Going up and then high up there.
It was nice.
Some beautiful views of the mountains. We could see the clouds kind of like forming on the horizon, and just like we're hoping that it wasn't going to rain on us. Somebody was nice enough to leave a bunch of firewood near the campsite, so we were able to have fire at night.
I only remember collecting what we had, like what we could find.
Well, there was like a few down branches and trees that somebody clearly has cut.
Oh,
like,
I see.
The campsite
Gotcha.
And stuff. So we were able to gather like a good amount of wood and have a fire going.
Yeah.
Which was really nice at night, but unfortunately, it did end up like full on rain the entire night.
All night, a lot of rain.
Yeah.
It was not just like a little drizzle. It was like loud rain.
Yeah, hard, loud rain, wind. Like a true camping experience.
I had to put my earplugs in.
Oh, really? I think I had mine in as well, just because I could hear my tent like flapping a little bit. So
yeah,
it was a good bit. Unfortunately, like all the firewood we collected got wet.
Yeah, if we had been smarter, we would have covered that up the night before to have a fire in the morning.
Yep, because it would have been so nice to have a fire in the morning.
Yeah, it was cold.
It was a very chilly morning. I think it got down to like the low 40s. It was all damp. Everything was damp. Everything was wet. But My new tent held up well though. I didn't get wet inside the tent, which is important.
That's kind of the goal.
And I had it pretty tightened down because I could hear the rain fly like flapping in the wind a good bit outside. But that spot was just dispersed camping. We were just up there, and
we go back next time, sometime next year. That was really nice.
It was really beautiful.
Then we can finish the ride.
So our ride did get cut short because the next morning we woke up. The road was a little damp. It was fine. We're like, okay, we can ride this. It's nothing too it wasn't like slippery and muddy or anything like that. But we're starting getting off the mountain, and then it slowly started. The rain started picking up back up again. So we're cruising along off road, and the rain is progressively getting worse and worse and worse. And then
the dirt road's not really ending.
But eventually we did make it to paved road. To 9 Mile Canyon.
Yeah, because we were down in Argyle Canyon, I think it was called, right?
At first. But
then
we made it over. When we made it to the paved part, that was 9 Mile.
Yeah.
Just near Price, Utah. And at that point, it was just a full-blown downpour. We had to put on our rain gear. We had to add a nice pool of water sitting in my crotch on my seats, so my balls were getting wet and cold. And we were just pretty much at that point, just heading straight for Price to go find a spot to
dry and eat. Yeah,
dry out, wait out the rain, eat some food, warm up because it was pretty chilly. Too. Because our initial idea was to ride through Price down to Emory, and then up into Skyline Drive, which is a road that I've been wanting to either ride or drive for a while, just because the views up there look phenomenal.
Yeah,
and you're basically driving on this ridge that's in Utah County, and it looks
gorgeous.
It looks gorgeous
and chill if you look at it. I mean, depending, I guess, what
it's just
time of year you go, but the road doesn't look bad at all.
Yep. It's just a wide graded road, probably washboarding in some spots and things like that. But it's pretty much just following the ridgeline and drops down to Highway 6. That was our initial goal, but we did not make it anywhere close.
We were we're going to get caught in something way worse at
because
elevation.
There was a very large, dark cloud covering the mountain range where we wanted to ride for that second day.
Well, and that water down in the canyon, too, was not light. It was a lot of water.
It was a lot of water. It was a lot of rain. And we stopped at a bar just outside of Price, dried up, and then I remember us waiting for the rain to kind of calm down and chill for a little bit. And as soon as we started putting our gear back on, it started back up. So we're riding through Highway 6, probably 45-degree weather, 50 degrees maybe at most. Rain pants, thermals, or insulated layer, rain jacket.
So that was the weird thing.
Everything, trying to stay dry, and pretty much had to ride through the entire canyon, which is one of the most dangerous roads in Utah.
Yeah.
In the rain with semi-trucks and other cars.
Get my weird headspace with off-roading and stuff, but I was able to push myself but not get in over my head for the entire trip.
Yeah.
Nobody
dropped their bikes?
Well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You dropped yours in the parking lot.
In the parking lot.
And your apartment.
Yeah.
Not even on dirt.
Yep. I just didn't have, I think I mentioned that in the last episode too, but I didn't realize it was in neutral. And I just put my foot up as I'm letting go of the clutch and giving it some gas, and
it'd be like that sometimes.
That's how it goes.
So no one else dropped their bikes.
Yeah.
And overall, it was still just such a fun adventure, and I didn't even mind that it rained on. It sucked that we needed to do Skyline Drive, but it just gives an excuse to do it.
Yeah, it was my long legs and the ergonomics on my bike. It's pretty uncomfortable. My back was starting to hurt pretty bad.
My back always gives me grief off-roading. I just think my lower back and my core strength is just abysmal.
Yeah. For me, it's I'm bent over because the handlebars are still low from the seat height to the pegs and everything. I don't know, Bonneville sitting, but so I had some issues there, but then riding back in the rain, you guys were talking about having pools of water in your crotch and stuff that, just being wet. I'm wet, but nothing's sitting. Having that flat bench maybe or something like that, and just having the wind. It was cold, but I can say those Alpine Star gloves that I got for California phenomenal.
Nice.
My hands stayed dry and warm even without the heated grips on.
Okay, that's nice. I did have to turn my heated grips on. I did put on my like waterproof insulated gloves for, especially mainly for that road back from between Price and like Spanish Fork, because I've done that ride before in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the wet, but in the cold, and it is not fun when your hands start to feel numb on your handlebars, because it throws you off. You can't operate a bike as well.
You just stop having fun after once you reach a certain kind of cold.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, this is like, done. I just need to be done as fast as I can with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, even though we didn't get to do the whole route, like it was still such a fun trip. I did not lose my tent poles.
Yeah,
that's a plus.
Your mirror did come off.
My mirror always loosens up. I need to put some Loctite on it, but it just kind of rattles loose. I think next year I'm just going to get some double takes and just put them on, because I'm tired of dealing with these Triumph mirrors that keep unscrewing themselves. It's always the left one too. The right one's been fine.
Yeah,
like I haven't touched that one since I bought the bike, but the left one always.
You just need one to be legal. So.
That's true, but I like to be able to see what's on both sides of my bike, especially on the highway. And I didn't have any other issues with my bike. Didn't have to pack as many things, even though I still felt like all my bags were full, because it was like cold weather clothes, which I feel like takes up double the space of anything warm weather.
Well, and I don't know how much I talked about it, but the tank bag I got from Rhino Walk scratched up my tank.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
If you have like a painted or polished tank, I can't recommend that particular brand like at all. Like for that, it'd be fine for plastic, like, or like whatever materials. Matte. Yeah, something matte.
Yeah.
But yeah, my paint's kind of fucked. So
I know I have a few scratches on my tank. One from when I dropped it one time, but then from like just rocks and dirt. And I think a lot of the times the debris and dust gets like in between the tank bag and the tank itself, and it just kind of rattles in there.
Yeah, I mean, we've been off-roading and I've had like even that magnetic one on there before, you know, like, but nothing like damaged it like this. And so it is what it is. And you know, maybe there's something I can do to fix it.
Sell it on KSL.
Fuck no. I love this bike. I'm keeping this bike.
No, not the bike, the bag.
Oh, and the bag, because it converts to a backpack, and it's still a camelback, and so I might just wear it. And it's small enough. I think for big real adventures we go on, I'll just wear a backpack.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
Because it's small enough, it would fit over the armor, and it wouldn't. Hopefully, it wouldn't like be so big that it's like super hot and sweaty, like with a normal size backpack.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much our little weekend, our last like group hurrah for the
season.
For the season, because I mean now it's almost November, which is fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
Because that ride was literally like a month ago.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't even know what happened.
Well,
like,
I've been out riding my bike. Well, we even went on a ride last weekend.
Yeah, we did go on a ride last weekend, just up Monte Cristo.
Everything's a bonus ride at this point.
Yep. Saw some good colors still.
Oh yeah.
It was really windy and kind of chilly up there, but overall, like it was still fun.
Yeah.
The roads are still open. It's still like dry and warm enough.
Well, I thought
that it's not like too hard to get a ride in, but it's going to get progressively harder and harder next month here.
Well, and I thought it was funny though, like we got off the road to do that little section to take us up to the peak there in Monte Cristo. And it's like, we're just going up a hill. We don't need to stop and switch our ride modes. The minute we touched, so we're like, whoa.
Yeah, my traction control, like I could feel it cutting a lot of power, and it was just like freaking out. I was like, all right, I'm going to switch it off.
Mine was doing weird. Like I was giving it gas, and mine was just like, it would go like this, and then like this, like left to right, and then like nothing else.
So I really hope for the next bike's Triumph makes it so you can switch riding modes. Even there's like
a software update.
At least make us like, I'm fine if it like made us slow down to like 20 miles an hour, or less.
No, make it like a rolling,
like or a rolling, so you don't have to fully
clutch
stop,
in and you're rolling. At least do that.
Like it's just a very ridiculous, software restriction. So
they want you to have feet down while you switch over. It's just dumb.
So weird, and it's only for off-road mode because the other modes switch around just fine.
You can be going 90 miles an hour and switch modes if it's a road mode.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyways, but that was kind of our trip. We're trying to get like a few rides here and there, and before our the weather really turns like cold. And I mean, I have heated grips. I have insulated stuff, so I can probably push it for a long while as long as it's dry and not windy.
And the roads are dry.
Like I've ridden my bike like in the winter sometimes
yeah.
here and there when we have a one-off like random super warm day.
Well, I remember when I first started riding, I even rode to work like when I was still doing like in-person work.
Oh, that's right.
I would ride. I rode like my Honda Rebel, and even the Scrambler, I rode it downtown in middle of January before, just because like I love riding. Yeah. But now I think on it, I'm like, why would I do that?
Yeah. But anyways, riding season's slowly coming to an end. So feel free to send us some more photos of your rides if you live in a warmer or more steady climate zone. When I was just in Arizona for work earlier this week. I saw so many motorcycles out, and I'm guessing because now it's their riding season.
Yeah, now it's not 1,000
I can't imagine
degrees.
riding a motorcycle when it's like 120 degrees outside. I literally don't want to step foot outside if it's over 90.
Yeah, right. Yeah, seriously.
So I don't know how people in Arizona do it, but I saw so many bikes down there. So it'd be really cool to ride. Like, I would really love to ride down to like Sedona. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, but I would want to do it
Sedona.
like now, not in the summer.
No.
But
and I've mentioned to you too, I'm even thinking about like doing like a solo trip either next year or like even just putting up to get out of Utah in the winter. Just, if I can find a good window to get out and head somewhere warmer for a week or two.
It'd be really, really fun. Yeah. Maybe you can rent one of those camper vans that have like a bike slot.
Just roll it up.
Have the bed up top.
I
so you don't have to drive through Nevada.
If I had the money for that. If I had the money for that, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
I'd buy one of those. It'd be so dope to own something like that.
Yeah, my kind of camping.
Yeah.
Camper, I should say.
But anyways, that's our little like ride report, I guess, for our last big ride of the year.
Bring back some real motorcycle news.
Yeah, and some motorcycle news. If you have other news that you've come across or any other ride stories you want to share, feel free to shoot us an email. Once again, that's at tdtmotorcycles@gmail.com. Yeah. And we always love hearing from you guys. So thank you so much for listening. So sorry about the last month being kind of
hit or miss
and all over the place. I have one more trip in the books this year and just a weekend trip to Seattle. But other than that, it should be a little bit more consistent for the next little bit here at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
Think so.
Anything else to add?
No, just like what you said. Yeah, we're back. We're at least back on a more predictable schedule.
Yeah, so. And hopefully it will stay that way through.
I hope so.
The next couple of months. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.